In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
Crazies, man. Y'all welcome back to the lab. Lee here, and Nala's about to leave me. And you did see that title too as well, man. We are doing an April Fool's joke story. Yes, April Fool's. April Fool's is one of those times with growing up, you just always had to prank somebody. And well, this is my story of when we pulled off probably one of the greatest pranks, I ain't gonna say of all time of history, but in restaurant history itself. Now, the story you're about to hear is completely true. This is all facts. All the names that I can remember are true. The places are real, and it is wild. So, at any time you do enjoy this, man, y'all remember to hit that thumbs up button. Remember to subscribe, and remember to leave those comments down below about your April Fool's jokes that you pulled. Now, I'm going to go back to basically maybe 2006, 7-ish, around there. And I'm going to be talking about when a group of us co-workers at Olive Garden, and Olive Garden actually in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, you see it right there, where we all got together and decided, hey, we're going to prank one of our managers. At the time, the manager there was named Jeff. He was one of the managers there. And gosh, I think I just started working there probably maybe a month. And we got all this courting friends, and restaurant life, sometimes we all end up being great friends. That's how it works. So, during the day at work before April Fool's, it was the day before, we were sitting here like, man, how can we get Jeff? Because he's always giving us these, espresso cookies. If you've ever worked at Olive Garden or any kind of coffee place, you make us, espresso grinds, and it pops into like a perfectly round shaped kind of looking cookie. He would always get us that, always would prank us with certain things. So it was like, all right, it's our turn. So we worked our day out through Olive Garden that day, and then we all went to a bar. It was called the Starcade. It was just one of these, like, kind of like hole in the walls, but it was kind of like a pool hall, had darts, beer. It was a pretty cool place. And so it was 8 of us. I'm trying to remember all the names in my head, but we got Ashley, Tim, Brandon. There was 8 of us. So we're sitting there, we're having a couple of beers, and we're sitting here at the tables, and we're like, man, what can we do to get him? What can we do to get Jeff in the morning? So we're all throwing these around, and we remember our manager just saying that he had to open up the next day at Olive Garden. So we're like, okay, but we got to get him in the morning because we're not all going to be there. So we're sitting there like, how about we make a crime scene? How about we do a crime scene? And we're like, that sounds great. He'll be the first person there in the morning. It won't be it's so crazed and everything else. So we all see it. We started planning it out. We was like, all right. One of our friends, Brandon, had a friend that was a cop that was like, oh man, I can go ahead and get some of that police tape. And I was like, cool. It's like, we'll grab some cones. Some people went to go write letters and stuff, like till the morning and stuff like that. Morning to whoever it is, and candles, and balloons. It was wild. So we all broke from there, from the Starcade, went our separate ways, but you're still in the airways because for our cell phones. I said, you're still in the airways going around. So we go over to my boy Brandon's house. We go talk to the cop, ask him to get some police tape. He's like, yeah, here you go. Here's some police tape. So we got the police tape. And like I said, and then we got into the cars. We got a police tape. And on our way to going to Olive Garden, we saw this basically sidewalk closed sign and some cones. And we said, shit, we could use those. So we grabbed those. We stopped the car, grabbed those, put them in the back of the car, got in there, and kept going. We all met at Olive Garden. And it was wild. And we're getting there, and the friends are they're sitting there, setting it up, getting it going. And so they chalked out lines of people, basically people who had died right there in the front entrance of Olive Garden. He chalked out a couple lines, threw some ketchup on the ground, kind of smeared it away a little bit, kind of like it was washed away. They wrote this kind of my condolences farewell letter. It was wild, and it says, this is, the remains of Sada, and they posted it on the door, and they had like 2 of them. So they posted one on the door, one on the window. and they let us lit the candles. So we got the police tape. We wrapped the building around, or a little area around with police tape. Put the closed sidewalk signs on there with the cones. And then basically we're sitting there, we looked it out, and we were like, oh, this is badass. I mean, it looked dead like CSI, dead center, freaking a crime scene. Like somebody cries, like somebody had died right there at the Olive Garden, front door, everything. And so, we're getting up, we're packing up, we're all going there, and we're like, oh man, this looks great. And so as we're pulling off, I don't know, nobody noticed what they were doing to the back door. They chalked out a line of a body reaching for the doorbell in the back door, reaching for a sign, and it had like a little blood print, or I should say ketchup print on it. And it was funny, it was crazy. So we decided to tape that part off too. And so, yeah, we got it done. So we all got it done. We all leave Olive Garden, and we go back to Starcade. We're like, yeah, woo, that was fun. We all had a drink, celebrating everything else. So the next day, we were sitting here, all right, Jeff's going to see this in the morning. It's going to be hilarious. He's going to be like, they got me. Well, the story goes that about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, this undercover cop was actually walking his dog at the time and happened to walk past Olive Garden. And he saw the police tape up. He saw all this stuff and everything else. And he's sitting there like, what is going on? What happened? So it was wild. So he calls his dispatch and asks them, what happened to Olive Garden last night? What happened over here? And there was like, nothing happened. He's like, this is kind of weird. So, and by that time, all this goes on. Paula was the next manager that came in. She saw it. And the second she walked in the door, I guess the phone has been ringing nonstop. People asking, what happened over there? What can we do for everybody over there? We send our condolences. Are you still going to be open? It was wild. And she said it didn't stop ringing. The phones didn't stop ringing all day long. So it got put around the airwaves. People are freaking out. People are calling with, oh, you're going to be open? Are you going to be closed? What happened? Our condolences. What can we do? What can we send you? And at this time, it's about noonish around this, I get a phone call from the GM. Her name was Tracy, the GM, saying, I got to ask her, I got to ask you to come on in, and talk. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, don't worry, just come on in and we'll sit down and we'll have a discussion. And so I'm like, oh, shit. This blew way out of proportion than we probably needed it to. And so I called somebody else, like, man, did you get that phone call that we got to come in there and talk to Tracy? She said, yeah. You got that? I was like, yeah. So we called everybody, like, do y'all get this? I said, yeah. So we all individually had to go into one of these basically manager sit-down talks. And she was like, I can't believe you, Lee. You just started. You're one of the babies. And I can't believe y'all all set up this crime scene in front of this restaurant. And it has been nonstop. Everybody has been calling, asking questions about this. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. We didn't think this would go that crazy. We thought Jeff was opening in the morning and we would get him. We thought we would get Jeff. That was the whole plan. And that was the whole story because, everybody said the same thing. It's like, man, we didn't know. This thing was for Jeff. It was, it was time to get Jeff. So all of us getting out there, and she's like, well, it's like, well, I know you don't work today, so that's good. So I'm going to have to ask you to take a week or two off. So just still get paid. But we're going to give you a week to let this calm down. I was like, oh, okay, fine. So I'm like, goodness gracious. Call everybody up. I'm like, man, did you just get suspended for 9 days with pay? They're like, yeah, we did. I was like, goodness gracious. I was like, all this because we wanted to get Jeff. I said, I can't believe it. And it's just the stories that were coming out. I was like, the crime scene, who was the bodies, the whole thing was it was just awesome. It was just, like I said, complete CSI scene. So we all ended up going to like Fridays or back to Starcade, and Jeff shows up. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I said, you told us you were opening. That's why we were getting you. Did you see did you see what we did? He's like, yeah, I saw that shit. And he said, that was great. That was wonderful. But did you see how I got y'all? Because you believed I was working in the morning? I was like, I know. damn it, Jeff. But yeah, that had to be probably the greatest April Fool's joke of my entire life I've ever pulled. And the crazy thing is, I don't think I've ever pulled another April Fool's joke off since that incident. And that was years ago. But the crime scene, the drawn out lines, the blood stains, the tape, the closed side, it was just awesome. And I wish we had these pictures, and I wish I had the news article for it. I've been trying to look it up. And it blows me away. And it is what it's like. This story is real. This isn't made up. You can go to Full Wall Beach, Olive Garden, and people are still working there. Ask them about this shit because it was crazy. Went into the airways of Olive Garden, like the newsletter said, from now on, there are no more pranks going to be pulled. It's like, we did some shit. I was like, but it was wild. Best prank ever. It probably was the last prank I've ever pulled. But man, I have to say that was one of the greatest all-time restaurant pranks in the world. What a story. But like I said, what was your great April Fool's prank that got you giggling and going, maybe got you in trouble? And do you celebrate April Fool's in a way after all that too as well? And gosh, just like I said, smiles, like the memories from yesterday. It was fucking awesome. I can't believe it. And to all them people out there, that did that, it was awesome. And to end the story in a way that all of us who got suspended for 9 days, all 8 of us got suspended for a week and a half, didn't get fired. The 2 people that got fired had nothing to do with the trick. And nothing with the trick. And that was the weirdest thing. And I was like, wow, all this, and then these 2 people get fired for basically fraternizing. But yeah, I was like, that's some shit. It's like, yeah, we pulled the greatest prank on earth, but fraternizing and stuff like that is different story. But it was crazy. But anyways, if you enjoyed this story at any time, me just being laughter, just going down memory lane, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, leave those comments about your best April Fool's joke too as well. And man, remember that not everybody's going to take it as a joke, but remember to keep on smiling through it all. Till then, y'all keep your mind open, because those eyes will see everything in front of you. Later, y'all. Stay crazy.
You gave us something we never thought we could have.
And what is that?
Another chance.
I think I heard a shot. I think I heard a shot.